On November 28, 1979, a McDonnell Douglas DC-10 airliner, emblazoned with the iconic fern of Air New Zealand, embarked on a journey etched in aviation history. Flight 901, carrying 237 passengers and 20 crew members, was no ordinary flight. It was a sightseeing expedition to the awe-inspiring landscapes of Antarctica. The flight promised a once-in-a-lifetime experience, offering passengers a chance to witness the pristine beauty of the icy continent. Little did they know their journey would end in unimaginable tragedy. The aircraft met its end in the unforgiving embrace of Mount Erebus, an active volcano shrouded in treacherous weather conditions. The crash claimed the lives of all on board, leaving a lasting scar on the history of aviation and the hearts of those who lost loved ones. Air New Zealand Flight 901 was not merely a means of transportation, it was an experience meticulously crafted to showcase the ethereal beauty of Antarctica. These flights, commencing in 1977, had become immensely popular, drawing adventurers and dreamers alike to witness the frozen continent from a unique perspective. The allure of Antarctica, a land of pristine landscapes and scientific wonder, proved irresistible to many. The flight path itself was a marvel of aviation planning. Taking off from Auckland, New Zealand, the DC-10 would journey southward, crossing vast stretches of the Southern Ocean before reaching the icy shores of Antarctica. The aircraft would then execute a series of calculated maneuvers, allowing passengers on both sides of the cabin breathtaking views of glaciers, ice shelves, and mountain ranges. These flights were more than just sightseeing trips. They were a testament to human ingenuity and our unquenchable thirst for exploration. The morning of November 28, 1979, dawned bright and clear in Auckland. At Auckland International Airport, excitement filled the air as passengers, eager to embark on their Antarctic adventure, checked in for Air New Zealand Flight 901. Among them were seasoned travelers, families seeking adventure, and individuals fulfilling lifelong dreams. The atmosphere in the terminal was electric with anticipation. Laughter and excited chatter filled the air as passengers bid farewell to loved ones. The flight crew, a group of seasoned professionals, prepared for the journey ahead. The stage was set for what promised to be an unforgettable experience. As Flight 901 soared southward, leaving behind the familiar landscapes of New Zealand, the anticipation on board reached its peak. The experienced crew, well versed in the challenges of polar navigation, kept a watchful eye on the weather conditions. Initially, the flight proceeded as planned, the aircraft gliding smoothly through clear skies. However, as the DC-10 ventured deeper into the vast expanse of the Southern Ocean, the weather began to shift. The clear skies gave way to a thick blanket of clouds. This change in weather, a common occurrence in the volatile Antarctic region, would have significant implications for the flight's trajectory. Section 5. The Illusion of Clarity. Navigational Challenges in the Antarctic. Unbeknownst to the crew, the changing weather conditions were setting the stage for a critical navigational challenge. The whiteout conditions, common in polar regions, created an illusion of clarity, blurring the line between the horizon and the cloud cover. This disorienting effect made it difficult for the pilots to gauge their altitude and proximity to the ground. Compounding the issue was a subtle but significant discrepancy in the aircraft's navigation system. The coordinates entered into the plane's computer were slightly off, placing the aircraft miles off course. This error, though minor, would have dire consequences as Flight 901 continued its descent towards what the crew believed was the Ross Ice Shelf. The combination of human error and environmental factors was pushing the flight towards disaster. Section 6. The Fatal Descent. A series of miscalculations leads to disaster. With the aircraft enveloped in the disorienting whiteout, the crew relied heavily on their instruments to guide them. Unaware of the navigational error, they continued their descent, believing they were flying over the flat expanse of the Ross Ice Shelf. The instruments, however, were painting a deceptive picture, a consequence of the incorrect coordinates entered prior to departure. As Flight 901 descended further, the ground proximity warning system began to sound. This crucial warning, however, came too late. The pilots, still believing they had ample altitude, dismissed the alarm as a false indication, a tragic miscalculation that sealed the fate of all those on board. Seconds later, the aircraft, at a speed of over 400 kilometers per hour, slammed into the lower slopes of Mount Erebus. The impact, sudden and catastrophic, left no time for evasive maneuvers. Section 7, the aftermath rescue efforts and the grim discovery. The sudden disappearance of Flight 901 from radar screens sent shockwaves through air traffic control in Auckland. Initial attempts to contact the aircraft were met with an eerie silence. A massive search and rescue operation was launched. The New Zealand Air Force, aided by international teams, braved treacherous weather conditions. Hours later, the wreckage of Flight 901 was spotted on the slopes of Mount Erebus. The impact had been so severe that the aircraft was pulverized, leaving no survivors. The recovery operation, hampered by the unforgiving terrain and harsh weather, became a somber and challenging task. Section 8. Unraveling the truth, the investigation, and its shocking findings. The crash of Air New Zealand Flight 901 sent shockwaves around the world, prompting an immediate and thorough investigation. The New Zealand government appointed a Royal Commission of Inquiry. The investigation, led by Justice Peter Mahon, was meticulous and exhaustive. The Commission's findings, released in 1981, were shocking and controversial. The report placed the blame on Air New Zealand, citing a series of errors and systemic failures. The investigation revealed that the airline had altered the flight path the night before the disaster without informing the crew. This change in coordinates, coupled with the whiteout conditions, placed the aircraft on a collision course with Mount Erebus. The report also criticized the airline's internal culture, suggesting it had compromised safety. Section 9. A nation in mourning. New Zealand grapples with the tragedy. The findings of the Royal Commission sent shockwaves through New Zealand. The crash of Flight 901, a national tragedy of unprecedented scale, left an indelible mark on the country's psyche. The nation mourned the loss of 257 lives, their collective grief compounded by the shocking revelations of the investigation. Memorials were held across the country, and flags flew at half-mast as New Zealand grappled with the enormity of the disaster. The disaster served as a stark reminder of the unforgiving nature of Antarctica and the critical importance of human factors in aviation safety. Section 10. Lessons learned. Enhancing aviation safety in extreme environments. The tragedy of Air New Zealand Flight 901 served as a wake-up call for the aviation industry worldwide. The investigation's findings highlighted the crucial need for improved safety measures, particularly in challenging environments like Antarctica. The disaster prompted a global review of pilot training, navigation systems, and operational procedures. One of the most significant outcomes was the development and implementation of Ground Proximity Warning Systems, or GPWS, as a mandatory safety feature in all commercial aircraft. This system, designed to alert pilots of an imminent collision with the ground, has undoubtedly saved countless lives since its introduction. The legacy of Flight 901 is a somber reminder of the importance of continuous improvement in aviation safety. Section 11. Remembering the victims, a legacy of loss and a commitment to prevention. The crash of Air New Zealand Flight 901 remains etched in aviation history, a reminder of life's fragility and our planet's unforgiving nature. 257 souls are remembered with memorials in New Zealand and Antarctica. The disaster underscores the importance of vigilance and safety in aviation. Lessons from this tragedy ensure safer skies for future generations. The aviation community continues to honor those lost by advancing safety measures. Through rigorous training and technological advancements, we strive to prevent such tragedies. The legacy of Flight 901 is a commitment to safer skies for all.